Hello, everybody.
Hello, good morning. Actual morning this time. If you were here for the subs only live yesterday, I got a little confused.
You know what? I think that we're lucky if we know what year it is right now. Anybody else with me there? I keep thinking it's either 2017 or 2027. I don't know what that's about.
Oh, that's a weird one. Dylan wrote 2024 on something for me this morning.
I don't know if I even told you guys this. I actually cut up my own credit card not too long ago because it said it expired in 2027, and I'm like, oh well, that was last year.
Oh no.
This is what happens when you work for a planner company and you're designing years ahead. You get confused. They sent me a new credit card. It's fine. All right, welcome everybody. Today we're going to be doing a tour of my planner. And this is as far as I've gotten set up for it for 2025. Jane's agenda philosophy is that your planner grows with you over time. So like throughout the year, it changes and adapts to your life, and mine's not any different. Okay. So if you feel like maybe your planner is not performing its best in a couple weeks, feel free to switch some things out, mix it up, right? Change sizes if you need to, which you'll see I've done. Wonderful. Okay, welcome everybody. If you are new, I'm Jane. I'm the CEO and founder of janesagenda.com, where we build planners that actually work.
And I am Jake. I am the community manager and designated class clown for Jane's Agenda.
I just realized I have a light directly covering where Jake's face is, so I can't see him, just like you can't. It's so funny. Welcome, everybody. All right, if you are new, please make sure you tell us in the comments. If you're watching later, put hashtag replay. If you are new, it's helpful to subscribe to our channel and tap that bell icon. We go live a lot. I do a lot of training. We also show you really cool, pretty planner things. So join us. And if you like the content today, please like this video because that helps our small business. Safona, you know his voice. Not everybody knows Jake's voice. We've been getting who's the man, who's the man on the camera. So
pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Yes, that's what we're doing. All right. Let's see. Make sure everything is good to go. I think so. Okay, so today we're going to be touring my planner, and I called it a tour instead of a planner flip because we're going to take our time. This is a guided tour. All right, welcome everybody. Give everybody a chance to join. That text just went out. I got it, so I know it went out. Technology loves to attack us, I swear. Yesterday we had so much trouble with getting the live on and getting the camera set up for the subs only. So if you ended up actually joining us, thank you for bearing through all of that.
Hey, congrats, Caitlin.
Welcome. Not today, Natasha. I might have something of February in here. I don't know. I grab whatever's available, whatever I think looks pretty in my planner. Again, your planner should be layering over time. It should be something that develops with you. And so I've got stuff in here that's years old. I've got stuff from now. I may even have a couple things that are not released yet. Let's hope not, because I'll get in trouble. But right, your planner should be
what's up?
An eclectic collection of your life. And so that's what you'll see in mine. All right. People still joining us? Looks like it. Okay.
Love tour instead of flip through. That means more time with you.
Yep.
Finally.
Yep. I'm going to take my time. I know you guys want to see my planner more often, so I'm gonna work on that.
Welcome, Corinne. Nice to have you here.
Welcome. All right. So again, I'm the CEO of janesagenda.com. So anything you see here that's available for sale, you can get that at janesagenda.com. All right. Not everything's available. Celia is the teacher's pet, right? Well, she's my honorary BFF. We've covered this. One day we will meet in person, but where are we at?
Until that
Colorado,
day, this is what we have.
Right, Celia? Gonna have to find some sort of conference in Colorado. Need an excuse for a write-off and come visit Celia. Proud of it. You guys crack me up. Oh, the jokes yesterday killed me. Okay, so let's get that overhead camera on and start rocking and rolling, Jake.
Alrighty.
Somewhere there will be an overhead camera. Two faces.
There we go.
All right.
You'd think I'd get that down by now.
Good morning.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
All right. I don't know. Should we do like a Jane's Agenda tours the country thing, and we all come
Oh
meet some
my
people
god.
because that could be fun.
That would be fantastic.
Right. We've been getting a lot of suggestions that we do an in-person meetup sometime this year. So we'll see. We'll see. It's a busy year. It's always busy. All right, let's dive in. So I am using a junior right now. I just
Hey girl,
switched.
hey.
After I spent literally 3 weeks setting up my classic, I just switched to a junior because that's how I like to do things. Why not make it more difficult? Because when I started looking at how many times I'm on a plane this year, I can't possibly take two planners with me. And so what I did is I set up a workhorse all in one planner to travel better. I had just too much to try to do that in a mini this year. If your life is crazy, mini might be difficult. Uh, this is what I'm going into the year with. We'll see if I switch out again. It just kind of depends, but I really needed to downsize. I ended up switching my classic to 2-inch discs, and then I had 2-inch discs on the mini, and that's just too much weight to try to take on a plane by myself without anyone to help me carry all that. So I switched to a junior. So this is the shell wrap, which I have the 2-inch discs on here. You'll see this is my real planner. This is the one I pull out of my bag and I use all day long. Okay. And I have been using this one for a couple weeks now. But again, it will adapt over time. So every time I do this with you, there's different things in there. All right. So even though we've used some of the same stuff before, you might see some new things. This is the Shell vegan leather wrap with the 2-inch discs. And I can't remember what kind of copper these are. Vintage copper, rose copper. I'm not entirely certain.
There's a couple of coppers around.
I take things from the photo studio. So whatever's pretty, it's some kind of copper
My
with the shell
goodness.
wrap.
If you need a planner caddy, Stephanie Joy has you covered.
I love that. Right, that's her official working title.
Planner caddy.
Why not? So you'll notice I have some basic layers in my planner. I just like it to be pretty when I open it up. If my planner is ugly, I'm going to be less likely to use it. So I try really hard to keep that first initial opening of my planner always neat and orderly. I don't shove a bunch of receipts in here. If I do end up having to keep receipts, I tend to slide them back here behind the planner. So if you're not using that pocket, it's a great spot to put those ugly things you don't want to look at when you flip your planner open.
Oh, that's actually pretty smart. I never thought about that.
All right, let's start keeping a tally mark somewhere of the number of times I teach Jake something
Right,
today.
though? Oh my goodness.
I have my friction pen because I don't write in my planner with permanent pen. I will highlight with permanent highlighter, but I will not write with permanent pen in my planner unless, nope, I can't think of a reason. I will never write in my planner with a permanent pen. So I use the frictions. If I'm writing on a sticky note, I typically use permanent pen, but actually in my planner pages, things change too much. I can never find whiteout. So this notebook's actually empty right now. I just replaced it for the year. So you see, it's just the lined with the brown lines. It's empty right now, Celia. I use those when I do brain dumps. If there's something I just want to get really messy, I'll use one of these notebooks for that, and then I'll move it to my planner. But that way I'm not messing up my planner pages when I just want to get things out of my head. So there's usually a lot of lists, scribbles, sometimes there's doodles. It's just a place that I can pull out and I don't have to go find where to put something. And then later anything important gets moved. So right now it's empty. I love keeping a notebook there because there's always those times when you just need a place to write really quickly. And so that's what that's for me. I use it a lot for taking notes when I read the nonfiction books. There's always something I need to research or do more learning on. It's funny, this black counter is it's got a piece of metal under it, and the magnet on the planner keeps sticking to it. So that's what I'm playing with over here. It is okay to be messy.
Jane had to teach me that, Stephanie Joy. I was so afraid to make it look unruly.
If your planner is really pretty and you're not using it, I'm going to judge you.
That's kind of what happened to me. I got the Jane side eye patented.
Yeah, use your planner, even if it's messy. It's okay. I have the quote cards from January plus one of my favorite quote cards. I don't think those are in the shop anymore. I grabbed a bunch of them when I knew that we were going to pull them out of the shop because it's one of my favorites. Make time for planning. Wars are won in the general's tent. It's one of my favorite quotes.
I love that.
All right, so let's get started.
Celia's got a quick question here. Do you keep anything small in your purse for on-the-go brain dumps?
No, I'll typically use an app in my phone if I just need a quick message, and I'll text Dylan um, here at Jane's Agenda. I'll text him and he'll remind me later so I can add it to my planner. I don't really go anywhere without my planner. I might run into the store or something, but pretty typically it's within like a mile of me at all times. So I don't really have that issue. I always have my planner, even if it's in my car. These are the 2-inch discs. Jane's Agenda offers 2-inch discs. We were actually the first ones in the world to offer the 2-inch metal discs. And we definitely have the largest selection of colors. Okay. There's another very well-known disc-bound company. Their largest size is 1.75. They've got a shape cut out, just so you know. So ours are a little bigger than that if you need an upgrade. Our discs are also a little higher quality, in my opinion. In fact, but copper 2-inch discs.
Careful.
Well, they're thicker, and there's a reason that they're a little pricier in our shop, because we don't skimp on quality. Okay.
Buy cheap, buy twice is my favorite thing to say.
Ooh, I love that. Did I say that? I don't think that's me.
I've heard that for a while. Different people across.
I don't think I said that, but I love it. 2-inch metal discs, 2-inch leather wrap. Now we do have different types of wraps in the shop. All of our wraps are vegan. I like cows. And so this is a 2-inch to fit around the discs. This is a junior size. If you're new to disc bound, junior size has the 8 discs, and it's 5.5 by 8.5 inch pages. All right, it's half letter, but with disc bound punches. Now, I will say, if you are new to disc bound and you haven't tried one of our planners, our discs, like I said, we make them a certain way. The shape is a certain way so that they hold up over time. Nothing's going to come out. Like that's the first question I get when I show somebody my disc bound planner. The discs don't go anywhere. Like nothing pops out of my planner. I don't have pages randomly jumping out and trying to escape. All right. This is secure and wonderful. I do plan to do another video in the future where we talk about some common planner problems, some troubleshooting. If that's something you'd be interested in, let me know in the comments, and I'll bump that up on my schedule. But there's some things, especially when you're new to disc bound planning, you may not know to get the best results. All right, so I have the cover from the January subscription box. We do have some leftovers if you're a subscriber, some excess January boxes. So if you missed that and wanted to get it, but you have to be a subscriber. So go subscribe to February, then you can go see what's left. But I have this cover. This is one of my favorite covers that we've ever made. I absolutely love it. And so I had to use it in my planner. Then the vellum from that same box with super motivational quotes. I'm very much a visual person. And so, like I said, I really like the front of my planner to be orderly and pretty at all times. I don't keep any mess when I first open my planner. It's kind of like, if you were to start your day, I don't want you to start your day with chaos, right? You want to start your day calm and feeling prepared. And I feel the same way when I flip open my planner. Behind that, I have the cardstock. This is from the Minimal Life cardstock collection in our shop. I love architecture. I love old buildings. And so for me, that was just a perfect layering opportunity. You can mix and match. And what's nice is, so if you have the subscription box, like you got the cover and the things, they may not be something you want to use this month. Maybe in 3 months, all of a sudden it's going to spark your fancy with something else that we do or that you get. And that's how I like to do it. I keep my stuff. So even though I just switched to a junior, 90% of the things in here are not brand new to me. I keep my things because I know eventually I'm going to use them again. All right. I have my family from many years ago. It's one of my favorite photos, and this goes in every planner I've got. I just laminated a photo. That's all it is. So you can do the same thing, right? If there's a photo that you love, it's one of my favorite ones. We got so busy, we were growing so fast, I couldn't handle it myself. So they're there helping me bag product. And it just reminds me I'm doing this for them. I'm a boy mom, so I have a flower. I have a flower that a boy gave me, one of my kids. And then I just use some of the corner stickers. I don't know if this color's in the shop, but we regularly keep corner stickers in the shop to be able to put photos and things. That's what this is for. So my husband and my mom, and Emily. And then, so I have my info stuff at the very front. The very first planner inserts that you find are my if lost information, because if I lost my planner, it's like losing my left arm. Okay, I can't do that. I also write down in case of emergency information with my husband's phone number there, so that if somebody, needs to get a hold of someone on my behalf, it's right there. And then I have not filled all of these pages out. Like I said, I had it all filled out, and then I decided to switch sizes. So I'm starting to work through this front chunk still. You'll see a lot of it is filled out though. Getting all of us in the same room, Stephanie Joy, is a challenge. We have so many people now that it's hard to get us all in the same room. Even at the holiday party, like several people were missing because they couldn't be there. And so that's the challenge. I have lots of pictures. I think Emily took that photo, so that's why it's special, because she wanted the photo with me. All right, so I'm taking a lot of trips this year, so I have some of my trips marked out there. I love to use these pages to do my quick glance for the year.
Uh-oh, Celia.
I'm taking trips. That's what those ones are. Times when I'm not going to be here for my team. Don't get too attached to them because things change. Wonderful. I like the quick glance pages. I'm going to be filling these out. So what's nice is I'm a very visual person. If I'm planning my year and I've got a big project I want to work on, I use these pages for seeing when times are not as busy. Like if I've got a month that's just crazy filled with writing, I'm not going to pick that month to start a new project. Glutton for punishment is what they call when you do that, right? So that's not what I do. And so once I get these all filled out, that's how I use them, is just to kind of get an overview of the year. When is it crazy busy? And don't add more to that plate. No, I don't have a trip to Colorado right now, Celia. That's what I was saying. We need to find an excuse to take some teammates there and, start sending me a list of conferences in your area. So I'm not affiliated with the Levenger brand, but their punch is the closest in shape to the one I had made. Okay, it's like barely noticeable, the difference to the one that we use for most of our products. And so Levenger brand is the one I would recommend. And they definitely work the best on our discs for a home punch. We have a custom die, custom punch that we use for our products in our warehouse, but that's the closest shape. Okay. All right. So again, I haven't filled absolutely everything out. This is another one that I'm going to be using to kind of look at the year in the front. This whole front section is where most of my blank pages are still living. I'm on a trip starting on Wednesday, and so my plan is in the afternoons, when I'm left to my own devices, is to finish filling out the front of the planner. I'm very excited about these pages. These were a new addition. We put them in the subscription box. I love being able to plan a quarter out in one chunk, because I think of our year that way. I break it up into 4 quarters. And so I love these pages. I can't wait to be able to use them to plan out the whole year. All right. So that's what all this is. Just empty quick glance pages. Now I have the January thank you card. All orders placed in our regular shop in January are getting one of these limited edition thank you cards. It's got a cute little quote on it. The only way you're going to get one of these is if you order from our regular shop in January. And then we have a new one come February. They're kind of like Pokemon cards. You got to collect them all. So if you haven't gotten a January card, make sure you place an order so you get one. I just thought it was so pretty. It makes me feel like a fairy tale. And so I just really love it. The quote for January is, "It's time to write a new story." And I think it's perfect to start the year out. When were those pages? December, I think.
I am not certain.
I think it was the December box. Somebody who I'm designing the June box right now. So I think it was the December one is the ones we made that for. They will be coming to the shop for the July date release, but that's where they were. I have this attached to a notes and things tabbed page. It's just a single tab at the bottom. This is where I find my inbox pages. And I have just some sticky notes. You never know with me when I'm going to want to write something that I don't want to permanently put in my planner. So you'll find that I have sticky notes kind of randomly throughout. And then my inbox pages. So if there's something that's like popped into my head, but I don't have time to deal with it right now, I'll write it on the inbox page. And when I have time to go back and handle it, schedule it, make a project page, whatever I'm going to do with it, then I'll come back to this page. And so again, notes and things, and then inbox pages. Now, I do have some feedback. Someone was saying that they're struggling because they basically need 3 planners. If you are like that person and you have 3 completely different planners and you really want to be able to do it in one, I want you to start thinking about what you don't need in your planner on the day-to-day. Like for instance, I don't have the whole inbox pack here, right? It comes with more pages than this. I only put a few pages in here and the rest are in my overflow planner, which if you don't have an overflow planner or several, in my case, I recommend it. I have one just for planner inserts. I think we have a YouTube video on how to create an overflow planner, but only keep in your planner what you need. And that really saves space because trust me, I got a lot of world in here and it all fits on my discs. Okay. Behind that, you'll find my goals tab. I like clipping. This is a really old tab. That's why you can see all the spots. I like clipping cardstock to the back so I can have like a pretty picture behind the tabs. It's just a clear plastic tab. And then I added a goals sticker. And so this was in the January box. I just thought she was so pretty sitting there reading her book. So that's what I've got. And then motivational quote card because I had to use a paper clip anyway. Why not throw in another layer? And then these are where my goals are. Some of these are filled out back here and I can't share that information. I have several different types of goal pages in my planner. I have the 90-day goals. I have the goal worksheet. I have the annual goals pages. And I'm still filling out all of the micro goals because I have my big annual goals, but I'm still breaking them down. And so depending on what one I need, I have several different blank pages. But again, you'll notice I don't have the whole packs of each thing in here because I'm not going to use that all at once. But that's what's clipped together here is the ones I've already started filling out. Reference. So the first thing behind the reference tab for me is my travel information. I have lots of trips that I've started to plan out. I've got tons of plane tickets and things. And so having a place where I can quickly reference different information is helpful for me. So that's what's behind the first chunk here is the trips for the first half of the year. There's a lot of them.
I love how perfectly accurate that X is on the first page. That is so satisfying.
Okay, so you use your page finders when you need to make a line. You pop your page finder out and use it as a makeshift ruler, and you always have a straight edge because I can't draw a straight line to save my life. So page finder, that's your makeshift ruler. You never have to draw a line from scratch again.
Personal size. We actually used to have personal size once upon a time, and we unfortunately had to discontinue it.
Yep. Unfortunately, what we found is that the customer that's using her planner the way that most of our customers are, personal size just doesn't give you the space necessary. People ended up using them mostly for a quick planner to have on the go, but they weren't using it as their main planner. And I only have so much room in the warehouse. And so time to time, we have to remove options to be able to free up space. And unfortunately, personal size was just not selling well, probably because most customers weren't using it as their main planner. All right, behind that, I have the cleaning by zone. These were in like April last year. I grabbed a couple packs from that subscription box. I don't know if they're in the shop. They might be. If they're not, they should be because they're cool. I have the cleaning by zone pages. I just have the blank ones because it's January and I haven't done them yet. Once I've done them, they get removed. And so I can go through and do a thorough deep cleaning of different areas of my home. I love these pages. And so I just grabbed a pack of those to prepare my year. All right. And then I have affirmations of wealth. I really, really love doing the affirmations of wealth. And so when I'm stuck and I need some new affirmations, I can flip here. Again, this is my reference tab and get some ideas. I have some financial wellness things that I can do. I have the annual reminders one. I absolutely love this pack. There's always something I forget to fill out in my planner, and this just gives me some ideas of things that I've forgotten. So whenever I fill out a new planner page, like a new calendar spread, I'll grab this out of my planner and make sure I remembered everything I'm supposed to fill out. These ones are in the shop, and they come in multiple packs. You see annual, seasonal, and quarterly. And so I love these they're so handy. And so these are in every planner I set up because I can't function without them. All right. Behind that, we have some meeting notes that I've already taken. These are meetings that already happened. Okay. And so like that's why they're in the reference section, is because I may need to go back and look at those meeting notes later. And I'm going to try to remember to tell you how I move things around, but they don't start out in the reference section. Those are, again, the meeting already happened, and I already moved all of my tasks to my task list and my calendar and all the things. And so now it's just there in case I need to reference it. Thank you. All right. Now I have some top tabs here. I added the checklist label from our stickers for this one. I just need a generic spot to know what it is. We don't always have a sticker for every single category you're going to have in your planner because there's just so many options. Do you keep archive used pages list tip-ins? So it depends on what it is. If it's something like that where I need to be able to see it, when it's no longer relevant, I will toss it or shred it, depending on what's on it. But I always make sure I move everything from that page to where it goes in my planner or in my files before I toss it. Like nothing gets removed from my planner without looking through it to make sure I don't need to keep any of that information. So I guess it just depends. I know that a lot of people need to keep things like that for tax purposes, for their jobs. That's where I recommend having an archival planner set up where you can store stuff like that and reference it later. I actually recommend having an archival planner for each year because that way you can store them on the shelf. And especially for tax purposes, there's some things you have to keep a certain number of years. And so that's really helpful. But just setting up a new set of just basic discs and keeping your extra pages like that so you know where they are, but you don't have to look at them every day. That's my suggestion there. Okay. Checklists. Behind that, I have my TBR, my to be read list, all the books that I want to read. I read a lot, and I'm constantly getting recommended books because when you start talking about books with people, people want to talk about books. And so if you've recommended a book, I wrote it down. I grabbed a couple of these from packs of I think they're called like Reading Log or something like that. It's a planner insert in our shop for reading. And I grabbed a couple of these. I should have grabbed more because I ran out of room already. Outdated, unused inserts. So I guess I'd ask why you can't throw them away. If they're outdated and unused, I own a planner company, so I don't have that level of stress. I just go get more. I guess I'd want to know why you feel like you need to keep them. Are you ever going to redate them?
Oh, that's a good idea.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
You can keep them for that.
For the
Scrap
pen
paper
test.
too. That's
Yeah.
maybe even quick throwaway notes, depending on what kind of sheet it is.
Yeah. For me personally, I have an onslaught of planner pages already floating around, so I don't keep stuff like that. But I'd have to know what you're using them for to know that. You can also use them like for brain dumps, depending on what kind of pages they are, things like that, where you're going to throw it away when you're done anyway. That might be a good use, but that's about it. Okay, so TBR list. I read a lot. Oh, well, look at that. Oh, I read that one. Oh, and that one. Okay, good.
Oh,
we're on
check
a roll.
and check.
Yeah, I just finished book number 3 yesterday for the year.
Celia doesn't want to throw them away because they cost money.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law is the same way. I paid for this. I'm going to use the whole thing. You're sure you can repurpose it somehow?
Yeah, I don't know. Redate them. I've seen a lot of people cover up the top, like wherever the dates are, and use them in a completely different way. Flex them, like use the boxes and stuff for a completely different purpose. So that might be something you could do either with like whiteout or labels or even just washi tape. Because if the layout could be used for something else, that would be a good idea. Oh, Christina, I love that. My kids are older now, and so they're wanting actual planners. But when they were younger, I would give them my older planners and let them scribble and draw, and they got to feel like they were planning. So excellent point. Behind that, we have a projects tab. We have a lot of projects this year, so I expect this whole thing to be filled out very shortly. I have a lot on my plate. I've only started filling these out so far. We're really developing out how everything's going to get done. So I have quite a few of those pages in here because I know I have a lot of projects coming. The project pages are in our shop, which they're such a fantastic layout. They work for so many different things. He doesn't use it. He gets judged though for not using it, especially when he doesn't know when
does he get the patented eye?
yeah, he gets the side eye. He asked me what day it was, and I'm like, I don't know. Maybe you should check your planner. That's kind of right. Like, I don't expect a 12-year-old to be like, oh my gosh, I must check my planner every day. Though I was that 12-year-old. And he's a boy and he's busy playing video games or whatever. But my goal is to start building that love of organization and planning because I think that's going to make him a more successful man one day. And so even if he uses it, twice this year, I'll feel like that was a success. Behind that, I have my meal plan tab. I do a lot of meal planning, especially when I'm traveling because I like to make sure my family still has food in the fridge. And it's one of those things I like to take care of them. And so I have a meal planning tab.
Weird, right?
And then this page, I'm filling out a new one. This is a really handy page. I think this came in the monthly meal plan pack that we have in the shop. There are things that I just don't feel like, or days I don't feel like thinking about what we're going to eat. And so I like having the meals that I know were successful for my family. And so I will write them down whenever something worked. And so because it's a new year, I've got a new page. Korean beef bowls, always a hit in my family. I top a fried egg on there and they are just overjoyed. And so anytime I have a meal that I make that worked out well, I'll write it on the favorite meals list. And then when I'm busy, I'll just look for what do I have ingredient wise that I can make one of these meals. And then I don't have to have that stress. So I love that page. And then I have grocery lists. I use the one that separates it by section because that's how I like to shop. I like to shop in the refrigerated area. Then I go shop in the produce area. Like I shop by section. So that's the one I use. And I have a handful of those pages in here. We go shopping every week. So I have enough to last probably 3 months in here. All right. This is my business tab, which is appropriate for my motivational quote. And then that bird paperclip that I can never remember how to clip on works as an extra tab at the top. So I can find this tab from the side or from the top. I use the business tab a lot. So what is in here? I have our meeting notes, planner inserts. Now we're going to talk about how I move stuff around because you'll find meeting notes throughout my planner. This is meetings that have yet to happen. These are scheduled meetings. So like if I'm thinking about something I wanted to talk about during a meeting, I'll fill out a meeting note for that meeting ahead of time. And then I have a spot to go put that information. So I don't have to remember. And then we use a Google Doc or something for the meetings. And so when the day before the meeting, I'll go in and I'll fill out the Google Doc. Emily, you can come over anytime. I will always make you food. I'll go put all of this information in the Google Doc so everybody can see it. But while it's like marinating and I'm building out my plans for that meeting, I don't like to do that in the computer every single time because what if I'm not ready for everyone to see my ideas or my thoughts while I'm still working on them? So I like the paper meeting notes for that. And I have just a handful of extra notes. I need to fill out the meetings for the week after I get back because it's just the 2 weeks in there. We have tasks. So I never keep filled out task lists behind my tasks. This is for blank task lists. Okay. These are not filled out task lists. This is every once in a while, you just need to make a list. Right. And so I have a spot to go find a task list and I can pop that anywhere in my planner. It might be behind a meeting note. It might be on the weekly spread. It just depends. And so I have the deadline task lists, which are usually my favorite, but sometimes I need to make a bunch of small tasks. And so I also have our quad lists in here. So I have both. And I just have a few pages. I got like 4 sheets of this, 5 sheets. Don't overthink it. But that way I can go grab a quick task list and throw it wherever I need on the fly. Yeah, see, sometimes you just need a list. Behind that, I have notes. If I'm still working on the note, if I'm not done with it, it stays in the notes tab, which this is something I started and didn't finish, so it's still here. Once I'm finished with that, I'll move it to the reference tab or wherever that note goes. And then behind that are just a couple extra note pages. I love the dot grid. Sometimes it's the journal notes with the dot grid, sometimes it's plain dot grid, whatever I manage to swipe when I'm at the warehouse. Either way, it's always got dot grid. Those are my favorite. I'm not making a Korean beef bowl conference, okay? Now you're being ridiculous. All right. Let's see. How many months of calendars? So I always have as many months as we have made ahead in terms of monthly calendars. And then I usually only do 1 month of the daily pages that come with the weekly. Is there a Korean beef bowl conference? I feel like I'm out of the loop.
Gaze is also in Colorado, so that's
they're making one. Okay. All right. After the notes tab, I have strategy tab. I have some plans here on how I do. We've got lots of confidential tabs. Stephanie helped me with this. Things I can't share. Secrets I can't share. Almost everything in here I'm sharing, but there's some things I'm not allowed to, and I gotta talk. So strategy is a place for me to write different notes and things about what we're doing for the year. And so you'll see I've got some journal notes here. I'm still building out the junior version of this section, but strategy is going to be like business strategy and life strategy and kind of that bigger picture stuff. These aren't projects. These are like ideas and SOPs and that kind of thing is what I keep in this area. Behind that, I have my marketing tab. These are the blank floral dividers. I have a ton of these still in the shop. Go buy them. They're beautiful and they're really affordable right now. And you can just throw a tab sticker on it. I used my label maker and just made some labels. Okay. But go get these while we still have them at such an affordable price. All right. Beautiful. All right. These are definitely copper. I just don't know if they're the vintage copper.
We are uncertain, but they are copper solid.
I didn't check and look. I just know they're copper and they look really pretty with the shell. I wanted to switch to a junior and I knew I had discs and I had a cover. And so I grabbed what I thought looked good the other day and put it all together. And I'm very happy with how it looks. So I'm going to guess they're the rose copper based on the hue in these lights, but it's hard to tell. So definitely copper. All right, marketing tab. I have the annual habit tracker here that just came from the January box. I have not filled this out. You got to see some of this yesterday if you were on the subscriber live. There's things apparently I wasn't supposed to show you yesterday, and so I've got them covered with sticky notes.
Whoops.
Whoops. Oh well. And so this is the 1-page monthly. I'm just having, I like having a spot where I can just see just our marketing plans. And so that's what's behind here. It's just the marketing content for the year. Big things that are going on. I think we still have some copper. I don't know about it in the 2-inch, but I think we still have some. You know, this shell is gorgeous with all of the discs. I haven't found a set of discs that I don't like with the shell. And depending on your vibe, like even the red scarlet discs looked really pretty with the shell. So, you know, there's other colors. We always have more colors coming. I actually really like it with the chocolate discs too. Like that's a mood. Okay. Anyway, I don't have any chocolate discs, so. Yeah, we're not making any more paper tabs. They were difficult.
Like there are still some rose copper in the shop.
Are there? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys buy those discs so fast. I never know what's in stock, and I'm scared to say yes, we have them. Yes. All of these sticky notes will be removed when we're done here. Yes, she's being facetious because she knows I don't like sticky notes. Again, they have to have a purpose.
Conversation on the live yesterday.
They have to have a purpose. There may not be after this, Safona. I don't know. I think I just had some $30-$40 brother label maker.
Yeah, it's like a Walmart one.
Yeah, I got it at Walmart, whatever their cheap brother label maker is. at home for when I need to label the light switches, because I am too lazy to figure out which light switch goes to what. So I label my light switches. That's the whole reason I bought
That's
the label
not a
maker.
bad idea. I've got a couple light switches. I'm still uncertain what they do.
Add that to the tally marks. Jake's going to be labeling light switches. We have so many lights in our house. It is so unnecessary. And so they all, like, why not label them?
Yeah.
Richard is, my husband is handicapped. And so he set most of our light switches up on a smart system now. So now I can just like say the words out loud and things turn on. And so that's been really nice. Anyway, so that's what's there. That's all that's in here, is just enough to make my marketing calendar. I'm sorry. I have the frosted monthly dividers here for my calendars in the back. Now, I set my calendars up the same way every single time. And so behind each tab, sometimes you'll find a pretty thing, right? Because I like to layer the cardstock. But after that, you'll always find my habit tracker, which I didn't fill out yesterday. Don't judge me. It was a busy day. My monthly habit tracker. And this will move. So like they've got two, I don't ever need both sides for 1 month. So that'll move behind February once January is over, and I'll keep using this page, and the back will become February. And then my 2-page monthly spread, I use the lined 2-page. Stephanie had more sticky notes. I removed sticky notes because secrets don't make friends. So like we have conservative sticky note coverage here. Yeah,
oh my gosh.
I couldn't figure out how to get my phone to charge the other day. It's because somebody turned off a light switch that adjusts an outlet. Like, can we not do that? Can that be something future house builders don't do to houses? Like, just leave my light switches for lights. All right. I use the lined one. I use a Monday start for these. And I write everything on here. Like, it really is like data central. Anything big that's going on gets written on here. And so I have the marketing stuff on here that's on the other pages. It's on here too. I don't like having to sift for that information. So I have it rewritten just by itself on the monthly pages here. But everything else is written down on these. I have all of my trips and meetings I'm having with my team, and anything where I'm going to let someone down if I don't show up gets written on these. That's how I think about it. If it's something just for myself, it may not get written on here because I have a lot of little things that happen. But like if I don't show up to the dentist appointment, the dentist is going to be annoyed. So it gets written on my monthly calendar. This was from August 2023 subscription box. A well-read woman is a dangerous creature. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of reading.
I think the floral dividers, those are the ones you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, those are the floral dividers. These ones, they come in a pack of 6 blank, or you can get the monthly. I have the blank so I can put the labels on them. They're just so pretty, and so I love them, but they're really affordable right now. I use the lined monthly, and I use the this week spot for whatever the main focus of the week is, and so I just love that. On the back, I have things that we're going to release. And then I usually do tasks on the right. Again, my classic was all filled out. So this will all get filled out over the next couple weeks, and I'll have that. And then I usually put goals for that specific month in the doc grid. Like, what is this? Meeting notes. Okay. Stephanie folded. She's like, you can't show this. I would tell you all the things, and then I would get in so much trouble. So if there's a meeting that is occurring this week, like I have it on my radar, I will put it in between my month and my week, or I will put it in the daily spot where it goes. So I want to be able to find those pages quickly, and I don't want to have to search for them. And so I will move it to this week. There's nothing really important on there. It's really more if somebody wanted to do bad things, they would have that information. So it's not important. I'm not allowed to tell you exactly when I'm traveling and where I'm traveling. And so a lot of that's been covered up. All right. So I'm using the daily number 13, and I got these pages a couple days in. So the beginning wasn't filled out, but you can see once we start rocking and rolling, things start getting filled out. So I love the daily number 13. I love the I love the layout. I have had 0 issues with using them. This is now my 2nd year, I think, using them, maybe 3rd. We've had them a while. I love that they have this weekly overview sheet, because there's sometimes when I just have a focus for the week I want to work on, and I can plan that out here separately and kind of have like a mini brain dump on what I want to do with that thing. And so I use that a lot. If I'm cooking a lot that week and I want to make sure I go through all the vegetables that I tortured myself by buying, I will plan out our meals up here at the top. It's just look at the week and have a plan. I'm one of those people that buys all the vegetables on Sunday and then gets mad about it on Monday. So, um, oh, I love that. Yeah, I did put these in a sub box when they were first released, but now they're in the shop because they are one of my favorite layouts, and I couldn't bear parting with them. And so let's see. Am I allowed to show you any of these pages? Did you cover everything? I take my task list and I move everything. So you'll see at the end of the day, everything has a check mark or an arrow or whatever. I move it to the next day. So I never, ever forget a task. And so I can do that with these pages really nicely. There's always enough room. I like to have a look at what the week looks like and plan out my days. And so I use these for everything. Nope, not allowed to show you that one either. Again, so I move stuff around to wherever it's appropriate. I needed more note space than this little section provided that day, so I added a dot grid between the pages. That's all. Now, when I get to the end of the week, if I feel like I need to take the pages out, or at the end of the month, depending, I will take these pages out and I'll flip through every single one and make sure I crossed off every single task. It's been migrated or scheduled somewhere else. I'll make sure any notes got moved to reference that I need to keep, and then I will toss these pages. I don't keep them once I'm done. I just keep that month and then I move them as I need to. I have one of the tortoiseshell page finders. I don't know if these are in the shop, but they were in a box. I keep that one upside down so I can quickly find my day. You'll notice that I mix and match things like that a lot. It's meant to go upright, but it was so pretty upside down too, and I needed a tab upside down. So that's my day. So if I want to find my month, I go for the top tab. If I want to find my day, I go for the bottom. All right. And then I try to fill out the whole month as best I can every time I put one of these monthly daily packs in here. So like I have January's daily. Now at the back, and I'm not cooking a lot this month, it turns out, because I'm on a trip and I've been busy and stuff, so I didn't fill this out. I don't pre-fill it out unless I know I'm going to use it, because then I've wasted that page. So this one's going to end up either getting used when I get back from my trip or get moved to another month in the future. This is the monthly meal plan. I like to know when my meal boxes are going to be delivered and what I'm going to have to cook for each week or what I'm going to make. If there's any kind of event or party and I need to bring like a potluck meal, I'll use these for that too, so I don't forget. Food is very important to me. I love food. And so I have an entire page for that every single monthly spread. And then I have the pantry inventory, which I do like to do every month. I have a child that if he runs out of ketchup, we will hear about it. And so there's things like that that I want to be able to just go through my pantry and make sure I have what I need. And then I go buy them once a month. And that's what I use this for, is I just flip through a pantry and see, do I have baking powder, right? What do I have that I need to buy? And I just add it to the grocery list. And so you'll find that every single month. All right. Now I have the same setup, but you'll notice, so I have my 2-page monthly, right? In the front, I don't have the habit tracker, and that's because the January one is going to move here as soon as I'm done with it. The 2-page monthly, and then the monthly meal plan ready for me. Now, I don't have my dailies in here because we're not in February yet. When I go to migrate January, I'll toss those February dailies in here and I'll pull the January ones out and I'll move everything. Okay, so wonderful.
Nice. What perfect timing.
And that's literally the same setup every single month. This is how I like to set them up. I move my meeting notes to that week. I move my projects to that week if it's a project for that week. I like being able to just see everything right there with my day. And then once I'm done with it, if I need to keep it, it goes in my reference section. And so as long as I keep the same system from planner to planner, it does not matter how many times I change sizes. It does not matter how many times I change inserts. and I can easily find what I'm looking for. I had a lot of things I was not allowed to show you here.
That's an interesting month there.
Right? There's lots of arrows. Right. Same thing. You're not allowed to see anything on this page, apparently. But that's how I use it. And then my other secret, like at the back, I always keep a cardstock because I find that my pages stay better on the discs if I have a cardstock in the back. So I do that. I don't change out the back cover all the time. Like, I know we send you a front and a back. I use my backs as fronts a lot on different notebooks and things, but I don't change that one out because I can only see this small edge. So unless it really bothers me, I don't slide that in and out of my planner every single month and change out my cover and do the whole thing. I only change the front, and you wouldn't have even known if I didn't point it out. So if that's stressing you out to pop that one on and off, you have permission to just leave it on there and be lazy like me, because it works, right? Lazy works. And that's pretty much that. That's my whole planner. In the back, I love a double pen loop. Right? You'll notice all of our new covers come with a double pen loop because I need a pen and a highlighter no matter where I'm going. And so that's what that is. Our pen loops are oversized to fit the friction and highlighters that I like to use. So if you find that your pen slides out, we're probably using the wrong kind of pen. That's pretty much it. That's my whole planner. So you have any questions for me before I let you go today? So Vicki, I did the planathon with everybody and showed you kind of my system on how I do different planning. I don't know if it would be even time consuming enough to do a plan with me video. I have to think about that. I plan constantly, and I do very little in like one session once my year is all set up. So yeah, because I move stuff every day to where it goes. Maybe when I set up a new monthly pack of dailies, I could do that. Do you have some January covers hidden somewhere? Just in those previous subscription boxes. I think we had very few extra this month. And so if you want to pick up an extra one of those, that would be my suggestion. The January box is just gorgeous. And then you get that extra monthly pack that I'm now addicted to. So what's the white pen erasable? Yes. I think these are in the shop. I know these are in the shop.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the Friction Clicker 05. So it's a 0.05. It's erasable. I may have swiped 6 of these from the warehouse the other day. So they just looked so good with my setup. Why not? But these are in our shop. And it's a black ink.
There is actually nothing too exciting. I have a monthly and a weekly, and everything else is dot grid, and I'm happy with my simplicity.
Dudes, man. Dudes. That's what that is.
My dude planner.
Yeah, his dude planner. He always has really pretty layers, though. Like, because he's not afraid to try layering different things that I wouldn't have even thought of putting those things together. And so Jake does always have some really pretty layers in the front of his planner. The pink ones. That really expensive pink pen? No, there's no way if that's the one you're talking about. I think we may have had a pink Friction at one point. I don't know what we're talking about, Celia. Yeah. I know you're planning months in advance. Can you have more holiday items, snowflakes, trees, presents, etc.? We're probably going to go more traditional holidays next year. I don't know if I'll have them in the shop, but we're definitely going to have more traditional holidays in the box. I try to mix it up because keep in mind, this will be my 12th winter holiday season designing for you. And so I don't want to give you the same stuff year after year. Most of our customers have been with us years. And so they've already got the same thing that I did before. So I do try to mix it up. This year we went more vintage, minimal. And so my plan is to go more traditional this year to balance that.
What color blue? I wonder.
Are you talking about the midnight blue? Because that one's in the shop. That's the only blue that I can think of. It's in the shop as a snap. An all light blue vegan cover. We had, and we may do it eventually, we had a sample made in a really pale powder blue. And in a small swatch, it was really pretty. But once we got the big one, it made us feel elderly. I don't know how to explain it. It just didn't feel like a modern woman.
The blue snaps.
Blue snap covers. I don't know.
We either have
If you're talking
the
about,
royal blue. I don't remember the color, the name of it.
yeah, we had that
Yeah,
one's been
she
gone.
said the first blue snaps.
Oh, that's not going to come back. We don't use that kind of leather
I
anymore.
forget the name of it, but that really deep royal blue. We know the one you're talking about now.
Yeah. Yeah, I have no idea. The pink friction from last February. That's the really expensive pink pen. Yeah, those sold out. They cost me like $8 a pen to put those in the box. Like that's my cost. And so they were insane. But I was so excited about them. I had to give them to you. I spoil you guys. Sometimes there's things that I put in that subscription box. Like that wallet in February was not cheap. That was not cheap to make, but I really, really want you to have a wallet that you love. And so I could have cut some corners and we could have done it differently, but that's not really the way I like to do things. And so we spent the money. Stephanie Joy, I was seeing somebody's photo the other day, and I think it's not a terrible idea. Maybe I'll reach out to you on Facebook because I have some questions. But it's not a terrible idea for the holes in the discs. We've never done them before. I've had a lot of mixed reviews come to me from them, from other people's, and I haven't had my own made, so I don't know. Yeah, I can't say that out loud because they are really strict on their trademarks.
Yeah,
but
that color is trademarked.
Yeah, you can't use that exact shade. It's the color is trademarked, which is crazy. But even the word that way is trademarked,
Really?
and they will come for you.
I did not know that.
Yep. Okay. I've got some colors coming in 2025. Not yet. We already picked out our colors, but not anytime soon. Okay, so go buy the colors. Go buy the colors that I've got, though. Right, that shell. Get the shell. Get the rouge to match that February box. I think you're going to really, really like the shell for a couple different months this year. I think the allegedly gray also is going to be a really pretty color with a lot of the ones. I'll show you every month when we do the boxes.
If you need to check whether or not you're on the subscription, just send us an email, hello@janesagenda.com, and then we'll get back to you.
Yep. We can't verify here because we need some information from you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's pretty much all I have to show you today. Thank you so much. Yes, there is a chocolate wrap cover. There is.
Yes.
And it comes in multiple sizes.
Shop. Yeah.
Yep. I do have a color coming next year that's going to make some people really happy, but it's not going to be till much, much later in the year. And so don't get so excited about the leather. We don't do them all the time. All right.
Nicole, same thing for you. Go ahead and send us an email, hello@janesagenda.com, and then I can take a look for you.
Yep. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out with me. I think our next live is going to be Monday morning for Master Plan. We're talking about leadership, and that will be at 8 a.m. MST. And I will see you then. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a great weekend.